In some labs you will be asked to plot a graph in Excel according to the measured and calculated data. So fire up Microsoft Excel. When producing technical data, things need to be clear. So we're going to make clear labels on the top of each column, so there is no guesswork involved when it comes to looking at your data, and later on, if you want to revisit your work 5 years from now, you will not be guessing your own work as well. Column number 1, let's say we have total current, so I total. Always put units, because number without a unit means nothing. So we're going to have our current in amps. Next, let's say we're going to have total voltage supplied. So V total, and of course put the units in square brackets in volts. Next, total input power, that's before losses. So power in watts. Torque, Newton meters. Speed in rotations per minute. Mechanical output power, watts. And for the efficiency, we're going to use the eta symbol. So we're going to insert symbol. Here it is. It's a Greek letter of eta. Insert that. Close. And the efficiency will be in percentage. One thing we need to do is we need to adjust the columns width. So we're going to select the columns right here. And home. Hit the home button. And format. Adjust column width, auto fit column width. There we go. So now we have our columns widths. Let's put in some data. Just going to make up some values, because I'm not doing your lab for you. You will be doing your own lab, and you will be inputting the real values. These are just for the purpose of the example. Okay, so let's say first measurement, that was 2 amps, 2.5 amps, maybe 3. Let's have 3.5. You get the drift. 4, 5, 5.5, and the last one will be 6 amps. The total voltage supplied was 120 volts. And we're going to have it all across the board. Now, total input power, we're going to multiply the current and the voltage. Formula, select the cell, press equal sign. So the equal sign appears here, and the equal sign appears in the formula bar. And let's put in the formula. So this cell times asterisk, and click on this cell and press enter. 2 times 125 gives us 250, and then we're going to select this cell and drag the bottom right corner right to the very end of the table and release. All the calculations are automatically done for the rest of the rows. Okay, so this is the calculated data. This is the measured data you gather in class during the lab. I'll speed the video up a little bit. Okay, so we have entered the torque values. These are the measured values during the lab. Speed, let's say we're going to have 1800 RPMs all across the board. So input the first one and drag for the rest of the cells. Power equals torque times speed over 955. You will have this formula given to you in the theory class. Now, one thing I want to point out is that whenever you write the formula, always write the legend of what is what, so we do not want any guesswork involved. Plus, when you do that, it makes you look professional, kinda, okay? Okay, let's clean the numbers up a little bit. So I'm going to select just the numbers here for the first cell, and this is amps, current in amps. I think it would be a good idea to have this, right click on it, format cells, and we're going to, first thing, we're going to click on and select this cell will be treated as a number, and here I think it would be a good idea if we have one decimal place kept. So we're going to change this into 1, click OK. Look, this is nice and clean. Now things look much cleaner. One other thing we might want to do is select the whole table, select output, style, click somewhere else, and this is the table. Right? Now let's produce a graph. Let's say we want to see the efficiency versus total input power, which means that the input power is going to be on x-axis and the efficiency will be on y-axis. Select the efficiency column, then hold Control and select the total input power. So these two columns are selected. I just released the Control button. First insert, go to charts. You have a bunch of different options. Go to the one that says insert scatter XY or bubble chart. So click on the submenu of that, and this one here is my favorite, and I'll tell you why. The other ones you can use, but this one here you can have the option of displaying the values. So I'm going to click on this, and the graph is plotted for me. We're not done yet. We just see some numbers here, we just see some numbers here. If you wanted to present this thing to someone is going to keep calling you, hey, what do you mean by this is 70, but 70 what? So always make things clear as possible. So we're going to pull up the menu of this chart, and we're going to check the axis titles. You see, when you just right over with the mouse, those axis titles are going to appear. So we're going to check them. Check that box, and data labels. Click. We can double click and we can name those axes, and always put the unit. So this is how we graph things. Next we're going to talk about assembling these graphics in Microsoft Word, so the whole lab can be submitted as one big PDF file.